It kills resistant viruses and fungi and also strengthens the immune system like few other spices. Lemongrass leaf, a natural calming agent that reduces anxiety, improves sleep, and regulates digestion. The tea is used in various cultures as a purifier of the body and mind. Moringa leaf, known as the tree of life. It contains more iron than spinach and more vitamin C than oranges. It fights anemia, inflammation, and strengthens the entire body. Don't hurry. These things you already use in your daily life. Like the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next videos. Discover now the 10 most healing things in nature and what makes them so impressive. Its juice has been used for centuries to treat the liver and increase platelets. It contains enzymes that cleanse the blood and strengthen the immune system. Guava leaf, an old remedy for colds, but with a scientific basis. Prevents diarrhea, and reduces blood sugar. It is a powerful antiseptic. 8 olive leaf. Super concentrated in antioxidants, it controls blood pressure, improves cholesterol, and protects the heart like few other foods.
So you want to buy like 575. Anybody say that?
Yeah.
This I don't know your You crazy? You mad?
Discover now the 10 most healing leaves in nature and what makes them so impressive. 10. Papaya leaf. In a beautiful way, but its juice has been used for centuries to treat the liver and increase platelets. It contains enzymes that cleanse the blood and strengthen the immune system. Guava leaf. It is used in various cultures as a purifier of the mind.
Howdy, cowboy.
Everybody. I think we should bring our table here now. Easier to get things here now. Right hand. Với anh xem đấy. Take flowers. Boris Krishna Chandra Jai. We got standards about to begin with this morning service. We're about to begin. Whenever we do funerals, etc. We have individuals at the front, religious positions, but that doesn't make a difference in my opinion. There's only one God. Right? All the rivers and streams need to be same ocean. Kahatu ocean, just one. There's different pathways. But as I say, we are doing a Hindu funeral, so obviously we do Vedic mantras, etc. But those of you who have different religious backgrounds in your own way, you offer a prayer, but prayer is what is important. So concentrate in your mind, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Hari Om Tatsato Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Apavitra Pavitra Vasarva Sangaputiva Yasmari Pundarika Savaya Dhyandra Havuchi Om Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutas Kumanta Vittesavai Vedihi Sanga Paritno Upanishadagayantiam Samaga Dhyana Vasti Tarkati Namansa Pasyantiam Yogino Yasyantam Navidhu Surasurdanadi Vaya Tasmai Nama Om Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanayaka Yandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Holy Sri Krishna Chandra Ki Jai. Offer the Dikidya. And sit down, everybody. So before we begin, as usual, when we perform funerals, etc., we try our best, a limited time that we have, to make some statements regarding life, regarding death. Because you always mention that ek din hame bhi jana hai. Ek means one din day, hame, all of us, jana, have to leave. Right? Hame bhi jana hai. And one day we all have to depart this mortal coil. And what is important, we always mention that death is an aspect of life. Nobody is exempted from death. And after last night in my service, I got service on a Thursday evening, I was making a point, and I used a beautiful bhajan. And what the bhajan tells us, we hear it all the time. Sukha ke sab saati to kame na koi. In happiness, everybody there for you, around you. In sadness, nobody is there. But the important line is, Raja Orang, anta eka saboi. Raja Orang. What is Raja? Elevated ones. Rang. We say the bhajan means beggars, but it really means literally beggar like a begging, but means, high or low. This is what it really means. Anta eka saboi. At the end of the day, no matter who you are, this is our eventual outcome. And there's another beautiful bhajan, I'm sure you might hear it sometime. Aaye bhi akela, jaye bhi akela. Do din ka zindagi hai, do din ka mela. Aaye bhi akela, in this world I come alone. Jaye bhi akela, in this world I'm leaving alone. Do din, I'm just here for a day or two. This entire world is like a mela. What is a mela? A mela is like a fair, like a marketplace, a bazaar. When you go to the market, stay in the market for the rest of your life. You go, you do what you have to do. When you've completed it, you leave and you go back to return to the respective place of abode. So this entire world that we have here is like a big marketplace. And all of us, we are just here for one day, a day or two. What's his age? 49. 49. So we're just here for a day or two. In this instance here, this person 49 years. You have some 80, some 100. We say death in respect of none. It doesn't make a difference what age that you are. When the time comes, we all have to leave. Nobody is here forever and ever and ever and ever. But that doesn't mean to say you adopt a complacent attitude in life. You will have to work, you will have to achieve, you have to provide, you have to do all of these things. All that is good, fulfilling hierarchies of life. But what is most important is for all of us to realize that one day we are all going to leave. Every one of us, no matter who we are, king or pauper. And I put to them my own little way because I find it funny, right? That they don't have a space for all the hierarchies of life. So the high-end individuals, a special place for them. And then a place for the peasants like us. I always say, you go to one of the three places. You come into one of the cremation sites, you go to one of the burial ground or one of the crematorium. And I always mention, if anybody knows of any other place, tell me, that I want to go there. You understand? But I don't have no other place. And that is to indicate to all of us that this is the eventual outcome of life. And if you go to Bhagavad Gita, these points are justified in Bhagavad Gita by the words of Krishna Bhagavan. That the body goes through what they refer to as the modifications. What are the 6 modifications of the body? Existence, birth, growth, maturity, decay, and death. And analyze and see. Every one of us, no matter who you are, existence within mother's womb. After existence, then there's birth. You come forth in the world. After birth, then there's growth. After growth, then there's maturity. After maturity, then there's decay and then death. Decay, then death. Old age, a sign of decay. And you always put it in my own way. When I was younger, I played a lot of cricket all over this place. I could have pressed the ball from here to maybe quite over that 10 there. I could do it now, but my hand will go on all too. You understand? Weaker, the muscles, everything debilitating. That is a sign of decay. What you could have done 5 years ago, you can't do today. What you could do today, you can't do 5 years from now. But after decay, then there is death. Then the body no longer is able to house the soul, as we say. Then the soul departs. But the point about it is that this is the cycle of life. This is what we refer to as the cycle of birth and death. Cycle is something that what? Comes and goes, comes and goes, comes and goes. So the whole point about it is that every one of us, no matter who we are, and the faster we realize these things, is the better for all of us. Because then what we will do, we recognize that life is temporary. And what is important is, see, the way we live our lives, that is what is important. The memories we have created in our lives. Not bad memories, good memories. Right? Obviously, we know that not everything is going to be in a perfect state. We're not living in a perfect place, a perfect world, as we say. Right? Many different challenges on different sides. But the point about it is that, again from Sri Ramcharita, what Sri Ram said, Bare bhagya manusha tanupava. There are 8,400,000 species of creation, out of which the human form is the highest. We as human beings, the highest form of creation. But you know, I always put out the statement, you have a dog, many people mind pets, etc. You tie the dog to the post, he will remain right there. You let him go, he'll run away. You pat him, he's going to wag his tail. You hit him, he's going to bite you. You feed him, he eat. You don't feed him, he starve. That is animalistic nature. But as human beings, that is not our nature. That is not our somehow, as we say. Because being the highest form of creation, the human being has the ability to analyze, to rationalize, and to make a conscientious decision. And what Prabhu Shriram said, Sadhana Dhamush Kadwar. You are the doorway as such to paradise, lack of a better term, meaning freedom from bondage. And all we need to do is make a sacrifice in life. But the whole point about it is that it's for all of us, all these examples are given from scriptures to indicate to all of us that life is not something that is to be taken for granted. Life is very, very serious, as we say. Because why? Having a human form, we have the most amount of opportunities, the best ability, the best circumstances that exist to elevate oneself. And again, those of you know, many of you know Paramacharya, right? Pandehardeo, my mamu, my uncle, who I follow a lot, all the time, as I would say, I listen to his words, and he would always quote from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6, verse 5 of the Bhagavad Gita, what he says, and what is written there from Krishna Bhagavan himself. Man, generic term, everybody, man elevates himself by himself. Man sinks himself by himself. You are your best friend or your worst enemy. That is from Bhagavad Gita. And the Bhagavad Gita is the words of Krishna Bhagavan. I, me, when I say me, not personally me, but individuals, you elevate yourself by yourself. You sink yourself by yourself. You are your best friend or your worst enemy. But unfortunately, many people make themselves their own enemies because of the attitude of life, because of the situation that they put themselves in life. And if you go again to the bhajan, Ayab Hiya Kela, Jayab Hiya Kela, the last two lines of the bhajan, very, very instructive. What the last two lines of the bhajan tells us, Sabake Rehne Hue, Mai Hu Akela. What is Sabake Rehne Hue? All of us, we live together, right? You have your family, this is who to you? Your brother. Then you have your mother, you have your father, you have your auntie, you have your uncle, your husband, your wife. All of these relations, Sabake Rehne Hue, we all live together. But at the end of the day, I am alone in this world. I am alone. And the whole point about it is that we have relationships, we have, you know, individuals that are there to help us as we go through the corridors of life. But one thing you must always remember, the journey of life is of one's own self. The journey of life, self-realization, is of one's own self. And everybody, we are on our own journey. Because look at it this way here. Right, this person, what is his correct name? Rakesh, right, he's lying here. All you seen anything with him? So they keep mentioning, I put it in my way. You have the bank book, that's the bank book, that's not the money. You have the landir, that's the landir, that's not the land. You have the certified copy of insurance for the car, that's the document, that's not the vehicle. That's what I'm saying. You carry nothing with you. Nothing, 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 nothing. The only thing that you take with you when you leave this mortal coil is the karmas you have created for yourself. The karmas you have created for yourself. Not anybody karma create for you. Because nobody can create karmas for anybody else. So our own karmas determine the hereafter, as we say. For the Sanchit Prarabh, I'm not going to that now. But the point about it is that at this point in time, Rakesh is lying here. All that we can do at this point in time, you know what the best we can do? Is dispose of the body in the best way possible. Nothing else we can do. Dispose of the body in the best way possible based on our feelings, our everything else. All this situation. Nobody could do anything for him at this point in time. Nobody could do anything for any one of us at any point in time. We are responsible for our own self. And the day we can take charge of ourselves and realize I am responsible for me, you are responsible for you, then we will know how to live our lives. So we will not want bad for ourselves. We will not want negativities for ourselves. And we live life as we're supposed to based on scriptural injunctions. So the whole point about it is that these are things that we should analyze, and as we keep mentioning, funerals are times of reflection. Funerals are times of reflection. It's an example, because why? One day we are all going to be here. This is all of us. Put yourself lying there at some point in time. And based on the karmas you have created for yourself, will be the deciding factor. And you know, some people may say, well, that's a Hindu thing, me I believe in entrepreneurs. But just to give a little example of a non-Hindu example of a Roman Catholic psychiatrist by the name of Dr. Weiss. Many Masters, Many Lies, a beautiful book. Right? You should look and go and check it up online and read it. If you want to buy the book or read it online, you could anyhow you want. But the point about it is that he was not Hindu. And he had a patient who was psychologically damaged. Nothing she could have been comfortable with. Relationship with nobody, stayed in no places, nothing. Everything was a burden for her. And somebody referred her to this psychiatrist who was not a Hindu, was a Roman Catholic. And what happened? He regressed her, just to put it in simple terms. You know what he did? He regressed her 64 lifetimes back from the life she was in. 64 lifetimes back. Some lives king, some lives queen, some lives slave master. So many different lifestyles she had in different lives that she existed in. You understand what I'm saying? The whole thing about it is that you see this here, this is the life that Rakesh, we know him as. But this is not the only life. Many lives before, many lives to come. This is why I say the cycle of birth and death. But I always say, you see this is the reference. The life, the form that we have now is the reference. When you think about Rakesh, your brother, you think about a certain size, a certain condition, a certain attitude, so much different things you think about to create a picture in your mind of this Rakesh. By Rakesh in this life, what he was in last life, anybody know? Or prior to that, was life to come? Anybody knows? Nobody knows. But the point about it is that the life that we have now is what is important. This is why that song of Rakesh and Mathur, what he said, now is the time. This is the place. Now is the opportunity to ensure that you do what you have to do. Because nobody knows what is going to happen in the next moment. Life's like a bubble. It can put at any point in time. Any point in time. But that doesn't mean to say living a life like a stiff neck. Well, you know that stiff neck? Everything like a rigid. You can't live a life like that either. You have your family, you have everything. You need to, associate and enjoy yourself, etc. But you must all understand this underlying philosophy. That this is temporary. This is not permanent. Not permanent. You do what you have to do, make all the sacrifices, achieve, etc. But you must all understand that you see, being attached to divinity is always very important. You like that river, that spring, that river attached to the spring could never run dry. Never run dry. Always full of water. The river that depends on the rain, when rain finish, the river gone dry too. So the whole point about it, in life, we should all have this attitude in life. Attach ourselves to the divine. Attach ourselves to positivity. Attach ourselves to spirituality. Spirituality is not religiousness. Spirituality is virtues. Religiousness is actions. But attach ourselves to positivity in all aspects. And when you do such actions, our life becomes a divine song. And then finally what I'll say, nobody perfect. Even me, nobody perfect. Everybody, we're all imperfect. The mere fact that you are here in this world means that you are imperfection. But we all have to work out our shortcomings. And you have a nice white kurta, right? And if you look at it, some days you have a nice white kurta, a nice white piece of cloth. And right in the bottom of the cloth, you have a little black spot. And you ask everybody, what you seeing? Bet anything, I will see the black spot. They see the white cloth. They say, what's your black spot in the corner of the cloth there? They see the white cloth and they see the black spot. Because why? This is what shows up in us, and all of us. But I have a different approach. I like to see the white cloth and I ignore the black spot, because I have the black spot too. But the whole point about it is that we should create our lives in such a way. Create our lives that when we leave, we depart the mortal coil, we live in the true form of a human being. True form of a human being. Fulfill all requirements. All actions are required to ensure that we live as a human being. Now the other things I can say with regards to the Pancha Tattwaning, but I wouldn't go through all of that now. It's just to give this point that funerals, and as you say, as you go through life, you become older, you realize these things more and more and more and more. How fickle situations can be. And many of you, me or may not, right, as we always use the example within recent times, my cousin, 19 years old, is on a Panamanian, what happened to him? Split up a moment, accident and died. 19 years. Young, bright, intelligent, right? Very, very, one who had a lot of feet in front of him. All that is eye-openers. That death is not for the world. Death is for anybody. Death don't wake up and knock the door. Hey boy, I come in tomorrow morning, eh? They don't do that at all. Hit you immediately. Nobody knows. Shock you. You understand what I'm saying? And all these are examples for every one of us. As I say, do what you have to do. Live your life as you're supposed to. But always remember that this is a temporary state. The body is temporary. Going to come to an end one day. And what we do from the point of birth to the point of death, that is referred to as life. What we do in between there is what is important. All based on the karmas. Karmas that we have been, allotted to ourselves, not to anybody else. And when we perform our duties, perform our responsibilities, live our life accordingly, we create what we refer to as Shubha Karma. Shubha means good, good actions. So that when you see you depart the mortal coil and reincarnation process, you return into this world, what happens? Your life becomes a divine song. And all of us want that. Nobody can ever say they want to suffer. Anybody say they want to suffer, that's untruth. I don't like to use the word lie. That's untruth. Nobody can ever say they want to suffer. We all want to be happy. We all want to be prosperous. We all want to be successful in life. But it comes at what? By that sacrifice. You can't expect to plant nothing and get something. You have to plant in order to get. And you have to maintain also. And take care of whatever you have planted in order to receive proper fruits. So as I mentioned, many more things could be said, but I think this is good enough. You all are intelligent people, right? And whatever we do here is just to indicate. And just to let all of us know that funerals are examples. When you come to a funeral, just prepare yourself, this is going to be me one day. And what I do in my life is what's going to be the outcome of my own life. And nobody decides that for me. So you perform a ceremonial point in time. What is your correct name or just Rakesh? Why is that for? So let's go around some more. 5 times. From start from here, 5 times. Om Madhyamukha Gotrasya Si Rakesh Pritasya Mritisnani Shabdamitasnana Mayadiyanti Tavo Patishtatam. 5 times. Stand up. Om Sri Rakesh Pritasya Mritisnani Shabdamita Chandana Mayadiyanti Tavo Patishtatam. The mat. Sri Rakesh Pritasya Mritisnani Shabdamita. Put it properly so that Pushpamala Mayadiyanti Tavo Patishtatam. Makes sense? Om Sri Rakesh Pritasya Mritisnani Shabdamita Gandham. Right around. Come so then see. Come this way. Gandham. Stay right there. Gandham Mayadiyanti Tavo Patishtatam. Arsi. 5 times around. Stay right there. 5 times around. Om Yam Vare Mahagodi Anjanata Masavrita Tatpalukanata Yadipuluta Vaupatishata. Om Sri Rakesh Pritasya Mritisnani Shabdamita. Deepam Tundupari. Deepam Mayadiyanti Vaupatishata. Silla. Put it in palm of the right hand here. Sri Rakesh Pritasya Mritisnani Shabdamita Ishutitinda Mayadiyanti Tavo Patishtatam. Put some, leave it open. Put some plastic in the side. Right, so it's on, right? Let it push it on. Om Sri Rakesh Pritasya Mritisnani Shabdamita Ishutitinda Mayadiyanti Tavo Patishtatam. क्या भी बोला नहीं होना? हाँ? तुलसी. Om Sri Rakesh Pritasya Mritisnani. Sri Rakesh Pritasya Mritisnani Shabdamita Tulsi Dalani Mayadiyanti Tavo Patishtatam. Sri Gangajalam Mayadiyanti Tavo Patishtatam. Touch the 3 eyes and put it on the side. Just touch the 3 eyes and put it on the side. Yes. Put it on the side. Yeah? Put it on the outside now. Put it on the outside. That anybody who like members who do arti or whatever, put the flowers on it. They can come now. Whoever do arti, let it come one time now. And whoever, I don't know who, I just ask him. If nobody's okay. Put flowers on it. Anybody gonna use it? Yeah, let it come one time now. I don't know who it is. We have a few individuals who will be making a few contributions, so we invite them now. Come on this side, yeah. Whoever do the arti, let it come on one time, put flowers on the arti. Whoever wants to. Family members there.
Morning everybody. I'm Rakesh, Randy's cousin. I didn't have anything prepared and I didn't expect to speak at this moment, but I'm ready to say some things. Yeah, Randy and I grew up together. It was this kind of situation where it was me and my older brother and Randy and his older brother and Rishi. So naturally we formed this little bond together, and certainly going down the road, as we used to call it all the while, was so much fun. Look forward to it so much. So we shared a special bond. All the cousins of us, all of us even had a triple R initials. But Randy and I shared a special bond because we were both the middle children of the siblings, and as a result we had similar personalities. I have so much fond memories of us, all six of us, and also, of course, our parents playing cricket in that little small yard in front there, 5 of us, and me and Rishi. Me and Randy angry with Rishi because Rishi used to always be standing up and blocking the wicket, and all of us want to get a chance to bat. I remember nights where we'd spend the night at each other's homes, and it used to be me and Rishi versus Randy and my brother Ronald. Again, in all fours, played cards for hours from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. in the morning, 5 a.m. in the morning. Real fierce battles. I remember that when I wrote Common Entrance, I thought I was going to pass for Prez, and I didn't pass for Prez, and I was kind of sad. But I ended up passing for Kubasek, and I remembered Rax. Well, of course, Rax went to that school, and I was real happy about that. That made me real happy about passing for Kubasek. So I knew as Randy when we were growing up as children, you know, and then I entered high school, and then I found out who Rax was. Rax. Everybody knew who Rax was. As I entered the school, he literally like really took me under his wing. He wanted everybody to know as his little cousin and not to be messed with. He would scream across the school, "Crickson!" I'd scream back at him. That's his nickname for me. He wanted everybody to know who I was, and he also wanted everybody to know I was with him and protected by him, as it were. Again in high school, so many great memories. He was in Form 4, I was in Form 1, so we had a nice little time. I remember him keeping me with the bigger kids and making me feel like, you know, one of those guys, you know. I said he introduced me to rugby. We played rugby together, as we used to call it rugby. We had day trips up to QRC and we was in the Maxi, and Rax was always the head of the gang. He was the big boy on campus or in school. The name Rax. We say it in prayers, Shagona, so in Shagona saying everybody knows Rax. Oh, he's Rax's cousin? Rax always took care of me. Rax always took care of everybody actually. That was who he was, that's who he is. As I said, I had so many more things to say. It's just like kind of not in my head right now. But as I said, we shared so many experiences. You know, as I said, the sports and the going to the school bazaars and them kind of things. And then eventually, of course, he went on to the world of work. I stayed in school and so on. He's a little older than me, where he became very close to my brother. They worked together. My brother, who's abroad right now, and who would be a very fitting person to speak about Randy or Rax, because they spent, I think, about 15 years or more together working, and they also would like go to work, you know, go to work and back from work. So they spent a lot of time. My brother is a very, some of you know him, he's a very quiet character. Doesn't say much. I spoke to him yesterday about it all, you know. And he wished he could have been here. I had a moment to ask him to say something, if he wanted me to say something on his behalf, but he didn't have to, because in our discussion, he said something that kind of summarized everything about Randy and what everybody should know about Randy. Just a simple line, which was just Rax was like this big, intimidating character at times, and seems like that way, you know. But Rax was, and he just paused for a moment. He just said, Rax was just a teddy bear. And that's who he was too. Kind and giving and loving. Who don't love a teddy bear, right? My brother, the very stoic character. Rax was the only person I could ever see get some playfulness out of him. He was a gentle giant who would come and nudge you and demand your attention, but in a playful way. He's a wicked fellow too, but not in a malicious way, and I love that about him. I owe a lot to him as who I have become. I told him this recently. I was happy that I got the opportunity to do that. Because his protection is what made people feel safe. And what was one of the biggest things about him. What everybody loved about him, and I still love about him. He was a protector, but he was also somebody who gave. That's what he did, and that's probably one of his faults. He gave a little too much. But he was always a very giving person and took care of people. So I know in this moment he's no longer here physically. I know that he will be here. He will be here doing those same things, just in a different way. Rax, my cousin, my brother, my best friend for some point in time. I wish you safe travels. And want to be there waiting for you with a big plate of food. Well, pepper as you like it. And though you're not here physically, I know you're here to protect us all. You will always be there to protect everybody. I wish you safe travels. I love you. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, nice. Good morning, everybody. Randy was our working partner. And I have a auntie. Time we see walking on the auntie and Randy come and go. And I could be waiting for them, but no Randy and auntie are here. Randy, I would miss you. You're always kind to us. If my son wanted to be here, because, well, he get up late. And he say, the last time Randy told him, boy, look a nice girl, boy. But hug she up. You understand that he kind of feel like he was always making people happy. Randy, we'll miss you walking your spirit in our street, Purple Heart Drive. We'll always miss you. Right? I will love you and have a safe journey home with Lord. And to his sister and his brother and his little niece, I remember one time he told me, Gil had to go home, my niece coming to spend the night by me. I'm going to buy KFC for his niece. And he said, make all this preparation for his beautiful niece. He always loved his family. Randy was like family to us. And as I said again, Purple Heart Drive, we miss you very much. Sharon is standing up here. Sharon's granddaughter, Sophie, he had loved Sophie so much. He played football and catch and hide and hoop. You know, he's counting, going behind the car, counting. Sophie, see where he is, counting 1 to 10. And sometimes he leave in, Sophie saying, Fat man, don't leave, come back. So we all miss you and we love you and safe journey to God again. And to his family, we always look up to you guys exercising and we'll always be walking with us in spirit. Have a nice day, everybody.
Thank you. It's on this side. Talking on behalf of the TCL family, and call it a family because we are a family. I happen to work with Rakesh as boss for, I wouldn't call it boss, he used to call it boss, but yeah, as a supervisor for a number of years. And once Rakesh was working shift, I could go to sleep. I know Iraq's working, I could sleep because I know everything under control. He was a little rough sometimes, but he meant nothing. He just wanted to get his work done. But he meant nothing. And the news came kind of hard and real hard, and I say, you know, another soldier going again. He will be missed. I mean, he will be missed. He was missed. He left before. He will be missed. And I want these people who are around here to have the same kind of spirit that he had, you know. Well, easy going, nothing is a problem. Anything you ask him to do, he's doing it. Even if you ask him to do it, he's doing it to make sure everything runs smoothly. And people from here, from Mayo and other places who know him on shift, would know that he was a man who was doing everything. He was there, he was always in control, and somebody who always looked after the best interests of wherever he was. So on behalf of the TCL family represented here, and you see them all around, they're all around you right now, all in the back here, they're all around. We want to express our condolences to the family, and we hope that, you know, he's not here with us, but he left a legacy with us, first of all.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Nigel, and I've been asked to share some words from Randy's uncle and aunt. Unfortunately, they're not here with us in country today, and they've asked me to share this message on behalf of Randy. So here's tribute to Rakesh. Rakesh, or Randy as he was fondly called at home, was always a jovial, jolly, helpful, and fun-loving person. And I think we heard that from all of the speakers. He could more often be seen with a smile and a frown on his face, even in the midst of hardship. His ability to make friends quickly was special. It is unfortunate and regrettable that your Auntie Dolly and I are unable to be physically at your funeral as we are out of country. We have always been at your side, all the way from a baby until now. You were like the son we never had. We stood by you when everyone deserted you in your darkest moments. No one is perfect, and we all have our strengths and weaknesses, and you most certainly had yours. But as you know, people most times choose to remember the mistakes that others make rather than the good that they have done. You have always stood tall to support others, including your sister Reshma, and also for what you believed in. I, however, have had fond memories of you as a toddler, chubby and heavy, I can attest to that, and loving most of all to be thrown up in the air and caught. Yes, that was a risky business. I don't think anyone can envisage that sight now, and I guess you grew quite a bit from then to now. Your ability to learn and quickly and forge strong relationships resulted in you successfully moving from a tester at Mayo to shift engineer at TCL, Claxton Bay, and indeed some very proud achievements. Our dogs loved you and enjoyed every time you dog sitted for us, which was quite often. They are probably welcome you with open paws as we speak. Blackie especially would be very happy to see you again. Since you assisted in giving her a loving home after being a stray dog, she would really enjoy that. Your human experience was too short by any means, but I guess you lived your life your own way and danced to your own music, fast and furious. We hope your transition to the beyond was smooth and seamless, and may you rest in peace. We certainly will miss seeing you all almost every weekend. I wish you Godspeed. And that's from Uncle Dolly, Auntie Dolly and Uncle Rocky, and love from Uncle Davy and Auntie Annie. Thank you.
That's it.
I am one of the members of TCL Police Department. where I had the opportunity to work under Rakesh when I went to Mayo to work in 2010, somewhere there. And as everybody will know, Rakesh took you under his armpit to work because I was new. I got close up in the quarry and the teddy bear found me. Because it's amazing. And since then, friendship has grown from stage 1 to stage 2, stage 3, stage 4. And even as we retired from TCL, we always kept in touch. The last conversation I had with him, he said, boy, I come more like you. I lost real weight. I said, I got join you working one of these good days. But at the end of the day, we have to remember the legacy that he has left, which was kindness, love, humanitarian, family passion, friends, and most of all, the people who he cared for, those are the people who he looked after. Rak, as I always say, was a very kind-hearted person who gave freely, and who, I will say, love his job and love his co-workers. Even my brother here, they were close, they were thicker than that story we made. It's like, you see Mutt, you see Jeff, sorry, yeah? Right? Anyway, you're going, two of them used to go together. When they're going to hide, two of them hiding together. They could not find them. Correct, Franklin?
Eddie Macano.
Yeah, that man. When they're making chow,
Oh yeah.
was that man with us? A trough. And everybody out there used to get. This was his right-hand man, this gentleman here. And I could imagine the pain and suffering he is going through. Because you know why? They were thicker than blood. And I hope we're supposed to live. So my good friend, I send you away in good tidings with each and every one of your blessings. Let them have a safe journey. Let them go. But we have to remember the goodness he left with us. And I don't want to repeat it again. He was a very good man. 49 years old, back one want him. Something we have him to do upstairs. So with that, on behalf of the TCL group of family that is gathered here, we want to give you all of our condolences. And the look one desk came there, Maria Antoine. She now came. So we are the family now. And the family are getting smaller and smaller. So Rax, go in peace. Go and see about Blackie. Make sure he's well fed. Because when the shepherd died, I was the first person Rocky called. Come and see about the dog for him, please. Auntie Dolly say, go down and talk to Rocky. Crying. Rax came after and Rax took over. So please, let us live with his legacy, which was humane to everybody. I never seen him get vexed, you know. Serious talk, I never saw him get vexed. I used to choke him, I used to poke him. I changed the lock from his locker. And he tried all how to open it. But the wickedness we used to be doing. But I mean, this at the end of the day, that was fun. I will not give him back the keys for the locker. So let him go in peace, please. Let each one of us grant him that peaceful journey. That he got his wings and he will fly and he will watch over everybody. So thank you for this opportunity to talk on behalf of TCL Group of Family.
Okay, thank you very much, everybody. So we are both. Huh?
Good morning, everybody. Sitaram. Assalamu alaikum. I want to say something on behalf of all the ladies in our area that Randy was friends with. Every single morning, at minutes after 6, you would know he in the area. because he always have this aura about him that nothing was wrong. And everybody he passed by, they could remember that he had a smile. He had something good to say. He had something to come and help you do. And he has grown in front of me because I live in the neighborhood where we were before. And he bring that same charm across to where he was now. And on behalf of all the neighbors, all the ladies in our area, we want to remember who he was. The richest person at heart. And that is what matters. That is his legacy. He never complained a day. You never see him sad. You never hear him ask for anything. So we always want to remember him like that. So God bless you, and your travels will be good. Sit around.
Thank you. Okay, well, we have heard a lot, and that says a lot about the individual.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Everybody we have told us, so the last topic just want to extend our condolences to the family. Just two quick things before we have things. I interviewed Rakesh for his position at Prolas, and I also was mentoring him for the period that he was doing there. So I just want to say Rakesh is one of the most, well, picked up really quick. And he was one of the most, we exchanged ideas many times, and we had set a plan, and Rakesh was one of the first person to pick up so quickly, and he was very attentive, and he loved the work that he was doing on this, and he loved the work that he was trying to do and to push forward for it. And I just want to say that in terms of his experience, what he brought to the table for Poland, we were so appreciative. He was a larger-than-life person, and anytime he came into the office, we knew he was in the office because he would talk from outside and we would hear him from inside. So his mouth was a big mouth, and his presence was a big presence. Forget about his size, but his presence was big, and there's a gap that he filled at Polas, and there's a gap that he left at Polas. And I just want to say he would be missed, and he will also be remembered for his intuition, his drive, and the way he went about his work, and he definitely left a mark on us, and I just want to say his larger-than-life presence will be missed, and we should, this family, this time of need, they agree, that God, look over them, and we definitely know God will look over them. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And as I was mentioning that, all these are nice things to say, but I'm going to make a statement, and I don't want anybody get vexed with me. But things like these have to be said when the person is alive. Right? I'm not saying don't say it, but what sense does it make? You're saying all the things about a person lying here who can't hear nothing, who can't feel nothing, who can't appreciate anything. And this is where the life comes. Somebody make that point there. And when we are living, we have to appreciate each other, not when you're dead. But the people say this is nothing but a lump of clay. It had no feeling, no emotions, no appreciation, nothing. The same way. And it's a point for myself also. And when I'm dealing with people also. That's why we always tell people life is important. And when the person is alive, how hard it is to appreciate them when they're living. When you're working with your co-workers, when you're working in the company, all these things you're saying after they die. Why when you're working I can't say that to them? Sure. I'm not trying to make any confusion, but it's a point of reality. It's a point of reality. And see life now, always remember, life is about memories. Life is about memories. And the memories we've created, right, should be expressed when the person is alive, not when they die. And obviously, nobody perfect, but the same set of things you say now, when you're lying here, why when you come to you say, hey, Rakesh, boy, really appreciate you doing, boy. He's really a good man. He's an asset to the company. He's a good friend. Why can't I say them things when the man living? Or anybody as a man? I mean only here, but generally speaking. Why can't I say those things? It's something to ponder upon, Something to ponder upon. Right, so we're ready to conclude now. So what you do afterwards, when you put your flowers, you say what you have to say. So I'd like everybody to please stand. It's already late, right? We have a standing working with. Let us all in our own way offer prarthana to the divine. Who cannot stand up, you can remain sit if you cannot stand too long, right? If you're tired, you can sit back down. But the point about it that what is important at this point in time, take flowers. We can't do anything else except offer prayer to the divine. That as the soul of Rakesh is on his journey, may the blessings of the divine be with it. And this is what is important. And as I mentioned in the beginning, everybody, those of you of different religious background, in your own way you pray. We do a Hindu funeral, obviously we do pratna. And this bhajan, Jai Krishna Hare, everybody is supposed to know this. Every Hindu is supposed to know this bhajan. It's a pratna, direct appeal to the feet of the divine. And when difficult times come, right, you, Lord, be like that boatman as such, to take the boat of life to safety. Tu chahe tu sab kuch kar de, bhish ko bhi hame kar de. Pura na kare sab ki asha, jo bhi tera dhyan dhare. Twinkle of an eye, you can transform any circumstance. And tere darshan ko main taras raha, tera naam ki mala japata raha, bhausagar buri nahiya. I live my life in such a way. I live do perform all my duties, responsibilities, and at the end of my life, may you take me at your feet. This is what the bhajan says. In Hindi, obviously. But the point about it is a personal prayer. And prayer is always personal. Always remember that. Between yourself and God. Not you and anybody else. Yourself and God. So, everybody in your own way, you offer your prayer. Those who know the bhajan, we join as they push it wrap up. Jai Krishna Hare, Jai Krishna Hare. Dukhiyon ke dukh dur kare. Jai 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 Krishna Hare. जब चार तरफ नियारा हो, आशा का दूर किनारा हो, और कोई न केवन वाला हो, फिर तू ही मेरा पार। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, everybody. जय कृष्ण हरे, श्री कृष्ण हरे, दुखियों के दुख दूर करे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे। तू चाहे तो सब कुछ कर दे, विष को भी अमृत कर दे, पूर्ण कर दे सबकी आशा, जो भी तेरा ध्यान धरे, जो भी तेरा ध्यान धरे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, everybody. जय कृष्ण हरे, श्री कृष्ण हरे, दुखियों के दुख दूर करे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे। तेरे दर्शन को मैं तरस रहा, तेरा नाम की माला जपत रहा, भव सागर से मोरी नैया, क्षण में जाए किनार हो, क्षण में जाए किनार हो। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, everybody. जय कृष्ण हरे, श्री कृष्ण हरे, दुखियों के दुख दूर करे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय 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 कृष्ण हरे. I offer some Vedic mantras to Lord Vishnu for protection of that Atma as it continues journey. Om Anadhini Dhano Devah Sankat Chakra Gadadhara Kshay Pundarikaksha Preta Moksha Prado Bhava. Om Atasi Pushtam Sankasham Pita Vastam Samashutam Yena Mastyanti Govindang Neteshang Vidyate Bhayam. Om Krishna Krishna Kripalutam Gatinam Gatir Bhava. Sansara Navamaganana Prasir Purushotama. Om Hiranagarbha Purusha Vyakta Vyakta Sorupinah. Asya Pretasya Moksharato Sukrito Bhava Sarvada. Om Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Chananda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Sri Krishna Saranamama. Om Ram Naam Satya Hai. Om Ram Naam Satya Hai. Ram Naam Satya Hai. We join in closing prayer. Om Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidyadravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Om Shri Vishnave Namaha Shri Vishnave Namaha Shri Vishnave Namaha. Bole Shri Vishnu Bhagwan Ki Jai. Krishna Chandra Ki Jai. those of you like to come and offer flowers, you can do so. Right, and we make the position of the body right yourself, and then we take the chitta. Right? So you can come and offer flowers, etc. Yeah, go ahead, yeah. Go ahead. No problem, that's good, excellent. Bhajan better than talking. So we have a Didi will sing bhajan. A bhajan while it's in progress, so please be silent as you do what you have to do.
बांध के गठरिया ओ बांध के गठरिया बांध के गठरिया बांध के गठरिया ओ कोई ना ले जाए धन बांध के गठरिया ओ कोई ना ले जाए धन बांध के गठरिया जब यमराज पलंग पर बैठे जब यमराज पलंग पर बैठे उलझ गए उन्होंने न पकड़िया उलझ गए दोनों ने न पकड़िया ओ कोई ना ले जाए धन बांध की गठरिया ओ कोई ना ले जाए धन बांध की गठरिया मार रही सोता प्राण निकाले मार रही सोता प्राण निकाले प्राण लोकाई कोठरिया कोठरिया प्राण लोकाई कोठरिया कोठरिया ओ कोई ना ले जाए धन बांध की गठरिया कोई ना ले जाए धन बांध की बांध के गठरिया बांध के गठरिया बांध के गठरिया बांध के गठरिया ओ कोई ना ले जाए धन बांध की गठरिया ओ कोई ना ले जाए धन बांध की गठरिया चार प्रहर मिले खाते उठावे चार प्रहर मिले खाते उठावे फूक दिया जैसे बड़े के लखरिया फूक दिया जैसे बड़े के लखरिया कोई ना ले जाए धन बांध की गठरिया ओ कोई ना ले जाए धन बांध की गठरिया ओ कोई ना ले जाए धन बांध की गठरिया कहत कबीर सुनो भय साधु कहत कबीर सुनो भय साधु छूट चाहिए सब महल उतरिया छूट चाहिए सब महल उतरिया कोई ना ले जाए धन बांध की गठरिया कोई ना ले जाए धन बांध की गठरिया 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 कोई ना ले जाए धन बांध की गठरिया कोई ना ले जाए धन बांध की गठरिया ओ कोई ना ले जाए धन बांध की गठरिया
Yeah, keep it going. Keep it going now. Yeah. Sing, nice.
जय जय रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम
Anybody driving PDW 9414? PDW 9414, white vehicle. Anybody? 9414.
Sitaram, Sitaram, Jai Sitaram, Rajuman Pyare Sitaram, Jai Jai Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram Patita Pavan Sitaram, Jai Jai Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram Patita Pavan Sitaram, Uchane Chaye Kasaman Sabko Sanmati De Bhagavan, Uchane Chaye Kasaman Sabko Sanmati De Bhagavan, Jai Jai Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram Patita Pavan Sitaram, Jai Raghunandana Jai Ghanshyam, Gopi Krishna Radhe Shyam, Jai Raghunandana Jai Ghanshyam, Gopi Krishna Radhe Shyam, Jai Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram Patita Pavan Sitaram, Jai Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram Patita Pavan Sitaram, Ram Ram Raja Ram Patita Pavan Sitaram, Ram Ram Raja Ram Patita Pavan Sitaram, Jai Jai Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram Patita Pavan Sitaram, Jai Jai Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram Patita Pavan Sitaram, Chodaya Shoja Gopal, Navnita Choda Gopal, Yata Chodaya Shoda Kimal, Navnita Choda Gopal, 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 Hey Giridhara Gopala, Hey Giridhara Gopala, Hey Giridhara Gopala, Baba Giridhara Gopala, Baba Giridhara Gopala, Baba Giridhara Gopala, Chitra Chodaya Choda Kimal, Navnita Choda Gopal, Chitra Chodaya Choda Kimal, Navnita Choda Gopal, 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 Dhana Dhara Gopal,
stand. Yeah, I guess so what? You went for that first one.
Raise some hands. What's that mean? What first?
This thing, everybody. Ready? Yeah. You ready to hold everything, right? And you go into it. Stress in here.
Come inside again.
Yeah, but I didn't expect it to be like. I like walk and shoot the distance. Oh, where?
Right?
Stop down.
When I say swaha, Om Lobhyaya Swaha, Om Tvache Swaha, Om Lohitaya Swaha, Om Idubhyaya Swaha, Om Mangsebhyaya Swaha. Little like too much. Little end. Sthanubhyaya Swaha, Om Asmathabhyaya Swaha, Om Majabhyaya Swaha, Om Ritase Swaha, Om Payave Swaha, Om Ayasaya Swaha, Om Little Prayasaya Swaha, Sanyasaya Swaha, Om Vidhyasaya Swaha, Om Soche Swaha, Om Sochate Swaha, Om Sochamanaya Swaha, Om Shokaya Swaha, Om Tapase Swaha, Om Tapyate Swaha, Tapyamanaya Swaha, Tapyaya Swaha, Dharmaya Swaha, Nishkatyaya Swaha, Prayaschaya Swaha. Last one. Om Dhava Prithivyam Swaha. Put it high once. Stop your hand like this. And put water, pass it around and outside fire, let it fall right on the side. Not any flame outside the flame. Om Achmanyam, Dakshina Dinyaya Namaha again. Achmanyam, Dakshina Dinyaya Namaha. Achmanyam, Dakshina Dinyaya Namaha. What's that? Achmanyam, Dakshina Dinyaya Namaha. Alright, everything, wipe your hand and close it. Wipe out your hand and close it. One at a time, right? No, sit out. Here, on top. Gotta move the tent, eh? Yeah, no, I'm moving it. Right. That's right. I was coming down.
Figure out after this?
Right to the next on the side of the sun. Put it on the right hand side. Right, same thing, go right around. Okay, back.
Fat boys, you're doing good. Very good.
Very good. Put it on the left hand side. Left hand side. Right, same thing, go right. Hold it in front. No, I don't touch your foot on it. Be careful. And this one touch all the corners as they go along. Right? Touch all the corners. Just touch any corner, touch it in the corner, anything touch it right. Right around. Touch it and split up the middle. Carry push gas on here, right? Come. Come. Yeah. Bring it aside now.
I saw a year before. Yes, 1 year. And he used to always be watching over. No boy.